Welcome back to Muscle in the Morning. I'm Dave Palumbo, and today is Wednesday, April 24th, 2019. And let's find out what's going on in the world of bodybuilding and fitness. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to RxMuscle.com's world-famous Recap Wednesday. And let's jump right into this week's action, starting with a recap of the St. Louis Pro. In the figure division, 1 week after her breakout second-place performance at the Orlando Europa Pro, Laurel Martineau came in and took care of business to lock up her first career win. Second place went to the red-hot Sandra Grajales, who started to pick up steam now down the stretch. And closing out the top three was second-year pro Autumn Cleveland. In the bikini division, it was about Christina Meza, who came in and beat out a solid group of athletes to earn the win. And just as we've been saying here for weeks now, in the women's physique division, Natalia Coelho proved once again why she's one of the best in the business as she went out and dominated from wire to wire. If you're someone who likes your bodybuilding like you like your food, international with a whole lot of flavor, then this one's for you. Last week we had the first annual Lebanon Pro, where Saudi Arabia's Fahad Hazazi found himself as the last man standing, bringing a fantastic structure and tremendous conditioning. The runner-up position went to Iran's Jafar G-Aziz, who held off a strong push from the dangerous Ahmad El-Dassani. Fourth place went to Egyptian Galal Ahmad, who showed us that Egyptian bodybuilding is really starting to take off. And closing out the top five was Kuwait's Nasser Syed. Deep down in the heart of Texas, we had a good old-fashioned Southern shootout in the men's physique division at this year's edition of the City Limits Pro, where Andre Ferguson showed up and cleaned house on his way to collecting another major win. Second place went to rookie Derek Stevenson, who was brilliant in his pro debut. And George Brown followed up his win at the Salt City Showdown in Utah last week with a solid third-place effort here, as he managed to hold off a push from Texas's own Brian Lloyd. And rounding out the top five here was the surging Michael Bevins. Right now, there are a dozen athletes putting the finishing touches on their look for next weekend's Pittsburgh Pro, where classic physique rookie Jonathan Hambrick will finally get his first crack at the IFBB stage. A few weeks ago, the 21-year-old rookie sensation released another round of updates to show off the detail and conditioning that he's planning to bring with him to the Steel City. Hambrick should be an interesting case study here because it can be tough for guys with his height to fill out those big frames this early in their career. But as long as he handles his business over the next 2 weeks, I can see a scenario where he's battling it out in the top five. It feels weird to talk about the Olympia this early on in the season, but next month is May, which means a lot of guys will be starting the early stages of their prep. But coming into the show this year, there won't be a single athlete in bodybuilding who has more attention on them than reigning Olympia champ Shawn Rhoden. This week, Flexitron was spotted knocking out another major leg workout at his home base in Gold's Gym Venice, where he's been training with his team to get himself ready for his first title defense. Personally, I think Shawn is unbeatable if he's at 100%. But when you're a first-time champ, you're going to have a lot of doubters, and it's up to you to make sure you don't give them any reason to be right. And that does it for yet another edition of Muscle in the Morning. I'm Dave Palumbo, reminding you to always be true to your passions, and make sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.